Tonight on the Locked Up RC show, I guess that's what we'll call it, we have part 3 of our axle install. I guess I should say SCX10-II Axle install on our original Axial SCX10. We're going to be putting in, hopefully, with time allowing, of course, we've got spools, we've got gears, I've got a whole bunch of stuff down here. Axle shafts, bearings, time permitting, a slipper. Stick around, or slipper eliminator, I should say. Stick around. Sometimes I get a little jumpy with that transfer button. Cut myself off. This show is completely professional. I think I'm going to add end credits to this when I put it on YouTube, see if we can have some fun. Something ridiculous, but enough of that. Down to business. A couple of minor tweaks because, you know, every week I try to improve, make a small change to the show. Last week we had updated our camera so that you guys can see a little bit of that. Much better camera system we have now. The lighting is still something I'm working with, trying to make sure this is bright enough for everybody. If anybody tunes in and this just looks too dark, the workbench, let me know. It looks okay on my monitor, but it's kind of hard to tell because I have all these, you guys can't see it, I have all these lights everywhere, sides, top, so it kind of washes out my screen. I'm not sure how well that is lit up for you guys, but the cool thing that we have here with this camera now, as you can probably see what's in my hand, is that I can do this now. And when we go to zoom in with this new light that I have over here, things are just illuminated a whole lot better. So I'm excited about that. I had considered changing this mount that this camera is on because in the past I've had some issues where I bump it with my head and then everything's really shaky. I tightened it up, I took one of the sections out, and it's better, but it's still not perfect. So when I would zoom in manually on the camera, yeah, manually, whatever, it would still get a little bit of shake, and I don't, you know, nobody wants that. So we got this, I mean, this was so cheap, it's not even funny. It scares me how cheap it was. But anyway, welcome, Joe. I see that you've joined us. Thank you for that. Let's see, what do we got? So we've got our 10-II and... no, sorry, SCX10. We've got our CMS kit installed. So this is our Pro CMS kit. Max clearance track bar is in here. We've got both of the axles, I'll say installed, right? So they're empty though. We've got some parts you guys can see over here. Bearings, shafts, whatever. None of this tonight I expect to be rocket science. If you've never installed one of our FI spools, we will be installing 2 of those, so we will be going through the process. For those of you that don't know, and I don't have one of these open yet, but we purposely make FI spools to be an insanely tight fit. Sometimes it's more insane than other times, but generally when you're installing your shafts, this tang, you're going to have to modify it. And that usually just involves a little bit of light polishing. Sometimes it's a little bit of sanding. Sometimes it slides in and it's a tight fit as is. You don't want it to be too tight, so we're going to go through that progress. Hi, Renee. We have one camera here, and we have another camera here. It's 2 cameras, so that's how we have it going both ways. We're using software called OBS. It is Open Broadcaster Studio, I think. Hi, Red. Thanks for joining. And using the OBS software, Renee, we are able to kind of change things around. I could hook up like 10 cameras if I wanted to, but it gets to a point, I would imagine with enough cameras. One, I don't know why you'd need more angles in this, but, you know, maybe a nice profile, something. You know, something to show off my glorious pants, maybe, would be a good camera, just a pants camera. I don't know. I've actually considered putting a camera up here that pointed straight down. I was considering it before, putting a camera up here that pointed straight down for close-ups. But I think with this camera, I think it's going to get the job done. because I can zoom in, it's eye level, and that way I think you guys will still see what I can see. Hey Jimmy, thanks for joining. So without a whole lot more nonsense, I think we can just basically get right down to this. I'm gonna need more bearings. I'm gonna have to run in the other room and get bearings. Shikaka. You know, I told myself to get bearings, and I got a whole bunch of them, but I forgot that this 10-II axle needs, what are those? What are those bearings? Anybody remember? 7/14x3. I hate to do this, but I'll be right back. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. I forgot to get these bearings. Obviously, I've got a lot of them. I have an assortment of bearings up here, but these 10-II differential bearings are kind of, I mean, they're not one-off. Obviously, they're used in other things. But for the RC crawler community, I would say, hey, Greg, I would say that these are, I don't think these are really used in anything because they are open, and most of our RC bearings, for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about here, right? So most of our RC bearings have a shield. In this case, it's rubber. These are just open on both sides. So it is what it is. So I didn't have any up here, and I know I'm gonna need them, so I just went to grab them. So I apologize for the fault in, man, it's just never professional. I guess if I had a team, a production crew in here, then we'd be in better shape. Could have, I'm opening stuff up here, by the way. Someone could go grab things for me. Sometimes Eric joins me. Eric Matson, for those of you that know him. Sometimes not. So I'm just opening these Devil RC gears, heavy duty bevel gear set. That's what I've got. I probably, if I was purchasing gears specifically for this truck, I would get some of those new, wow, that, man, they, you know, I think normally there's a shim in there, but that thing's pretty thick. It almost looks like two shims are stuck together. I can't tell if they're actually just stuck together or if that's just a washer. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe not. Maybe we won't need them. I don't know. So let's see. First things first. So we've got a spool. We've got gears. What's everybody else up to tonight? Anything interesting? Or not? I mean, it's Monday night. Somebody had to get into trouble this weekend. So we've got an FI spool. I already mentioned that. Probably don't need to be staring at scissors. FI spool. I guess we could probably zoom in a little bit on this since we're doing some detail work here, right? So FI spool, Bevel gears. These will be our bearings, and we've got some of the locked up RC M2x7 small head screws. You know what I'm looking at? Is this bright enough, you guys? Because I feel like it might be a little dark. I go through this every week. I don't know. You guys tell me if I should lighten that up just a hair, because it looks a little bit darker on my screen than the wood actually is, and I think sometimes that can lead to, you know, things not showing up the way that they really should, I guess is what we'll say. You know what? I'm just going to change it. If you guys don't like it, then tell me after I change it. Let's see. I'm going to kick the brightness up just like a hair. I don't want to change it drastically, but just a little bit. Small change. Small change. Welcome, Robert. So, step one. For those of you that are South Park fans, you know that step one is collect underpants. For the rest of us, step one is, I guess, put your gear on your spool. I was talking about these screws. When the SCX10-II first came out, thank you, Jimmy. When the SCX10-II first came out, people were having some problems with their screws snapping, and it was really just that the stock screws that Axial was using were a little soft, So we developed these screws and made them with undersized heads for a couple different reasons, but these screws that I'm using here are hardened. They are a higher class screw than the stock screws, so you get a little bit of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You get a little bit more durability out of them. I'm looking in this housing, and God, if I'm gonna have to run out and get another bearing, I'm going to go crazy. I'm already crazy. So I'm just looking inside the differential here. Try to get some light in there. It's kind of tough. I don't remember what size screw goes in there. Screw. Bearing? Anyone? Let's see. I should have looked this up before I started, but you know, that would be planning ahead. So the old SCX10, no. So the SCX10 uses a 5x11x4 bearing right there. Don't remember what goes in this 10-II. That's loose. I know we have them because we stock full kits for them, but I kind of have just a little random bowl of bearings up here that I'm playing with just to see what fits in there. I think this outer one, so looking at the rear axle, this outer guy, okay, so that is 511/4. Does anybody remember the size bearing on the inside of the differential? I don't think I'm really going to be able to get a set of calipers in there. That's not, that's 15. Is that a 12? 14? I'm just playing with different things. I think that's a 14. Right? Because these are 7x14x3.5. 14. Okay, so that's a, what is that? 5x14x4, I think. That's not what this is. That's too big. All these bearings. Man, I'm going to have to leave twice. It's unheard of. It's madness. I'll be right back. Thank you for those of you that stuck around through my little emergency break there. So, let's see. If this is 5x14, did they put a bearing that big in there? Yeah. Okay. Gotta be it. Because it doesn't have to be it. I'm pretty sure that's it, though. Wish we could get a little more light in there. Let's see. This will probably cause extreme chaos, but let's see if I can get this light to stay over here. Maybe not. Okay. Trying. Got a new light mount over here, and it's I'm gonna be in the middle of something and that's gonna crash, so stick around for that. It will be hilarious for you guys. I mean, it's not gonna be funny for me. Let's see, comments. Maybe here looks okay. Good. Where were we? Trying to get this in, just making things difficult for myself. Let's see. Okay, so I believe that's correct. So, diff covers. Whew. Kind of forgot about that. Took those off. I had mentioned it before, and I will reiterate it. For the most part, with all of this stuff, I'm just checking to see what else is in my bin. For everything on this build, for the most part, I'm going to be just trying to utilize the stock parts. So, stock diff cover. You can swap them out later, but I'm going to do my best to do this build, I guess, along the same, using the same stuff that someone else that's doing the swap might just get if they bought some used 10-II axles, right? Okay, so we've got to figure out which shaft goes on which side. Let's see, or are these the same? These are the same because it's centered. Patrick. Well, let me see. Is there a bearing in here already? Can't remember if I put a bearing in here last time, so I'm going to pull this off real quick, and we're just going to find out. I don't think I did. I do now notice that I recall that I put different screws in these, and I told myself that it would irritate me, and eventually I'd fix that. It's irritating me, and eventually I will fix it. But for now, okay, so there's no bearing in here right now, so we'll pop one of those in here. And all I really want to do right now is kind of test fit this axle in the locker. I have to kind of get it between those two screws. You know, this probably actually would be easier to do out of the housing. But that's no fun. Let's see, why is this not wanting to comply? Maybe that is that bearing that I have in there the wrong size? Oh, there we go. Okay, well that actually went in and it's pretty tight. So this is kind of what you want for the fit on here. I mean, you might see that there's a hair of play in the end right here, but in terms of in the spool and the shaft, there is none. So I'm actually okay with that. This I guess these were used, so I may have actually polished these before and I just don't remember. So for those of you that were hoping to get to watch a good polish how-to, it may not happen. This side feels a little bit tighter. Okay, ooh, really tight. Just gonna put this up real quick here. Haha! I knew that would happen. Chaos. Not really. Just a little bit. That's what I get for leaving a whole bunch of loose parts in a glass jar. Okay, so that side's really tight. Oh, that side's pretty tight. So this side's a little bit tighter than I want it to be. And that actually reminds me, I'm gonna pull both of these out. I don't think that one was in all the way. So let's see. So this side, I could take the bearings off of here. So I don't really need them right now. And they'll probably just fly off and smack me in the face later anyway. So, test fitting this. You can see it goes in almost all the way. It's a pretty easy fit, and then it just kind of tightens up a little bit right there at the end. So we've got just a little bit of space in there. Not sure the best way to make that visible because it's so tiny. But what I'm going to do is I have one of these guys. We've all seen these laying around the house from our girlfriends and wives. And I'm just going to polish this shaft just a little tiny bit. Just take a little bit of material off. But you don't want to take off too much because then it just leaves it loose. And if you don't have a girlfriend or wife that likes to leave these around the house for you to use, you can of course just use a piece of sandpaper, right? Or, you know, if you have a wife or girlfriend that likes to leave these around the house and you don't want to make her angry, but, you know, where's the fun in that? Let's see if it goes in a little bit better now. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. So I can manually push it on all the way now. Yeah, all the way now without going Godzilla tight. So I'm going to sit that one aside. I'm going to flip over to the other side, see what kind of damage we can do. This one is significantly tighter. So I cannot get that on past that, just trying to push it on. So we'll be doing a little bit more polishing on this side. I guess we got lucky on the other side. And, you know, we're talking about microns here. So this is no fault of, you know, the shafts being a hair different or anything like that. This is all within, really within machining tolerance. So, to be expected, I guess is what I would say. And depending upon how these were cut, sometimes there are bigger differences. You know, this is done with an EDM punch, so it's going to be pretty consistent all the way through. Let's see, we're on this side now. Yeah, that side's just tighter. and to show you what I'm talking about, this is exactly as tight on this side. So the spool is a little more consistent all the way through than the shafts are side to side. But again, that's, you know, you're not going to be able to get anybody on the Hornet Axial and say like, hey, one of these is 0.02 millimeters bigger than the other one. They're going to laugh at you. Nobody wants that. Don't be that guy or girl. Don't send that email. Just let it go. Somebody tell me when we get to... Oh. I was going to say, somebody tell me when we get to 15 minutes. We're at 22 minutes. Where does the time go? Is this why it takes me so long to build my trucks? Because I have no concept of time, apparently? I didn't realize that my internal clock was so shitty. What the hell, man? Okay, so that actually is significantly better. I can't get it completely all the way on yet, but let me work this very last little bit here. I think probably with these shafts, it may have been the corners on the tangs. So I'm just going to take a little bit more off here, just at the very ends. See what that does for us. Ooh, we're on this side. Yeah, that'll be a nice tight fit. We'll see. Okay, now something I will mention to everyone or anyone that is going to install an FI spool. When you go to take this apart, right? We've just wedged metal into metal. There is going to be some change in the metal over time due to lots of things. So over time, these two things are going to become extremely difficult to take apart. So I highly suggest, and we should have this linked on all of our FI spool pages. We have some copper anti-seize that I suggest you just put some in here. And that way, when you go to take your locker and shafts apart, life will just be a little bit easier. You don't have to, you know, load it up or anything. Where did I just put that cap? There we go. But that's what I suggest. And we do have some tools to help people get their shafts out of their spools if they didn't have this anti-seize, which I now have all over me. I have a towel. Yeah. Prepared tonight. Except for the bearings for the differentials. I'm prepared tonight. Man, I thought I did a good job too. I had all the parts lined up. Well, whatever. Okay. Of course, now I forgot which shaft was going on which side. How silly of me. I think this was the second one, so that goes on that side. We're not even on camera. You guys got to tell me. Focus. Somebody scream at me. Welcome, Brian. Maybe if I angle this a hair. Is that Mas Bueno? Anyway. So, get this past those screws, and then it is going to be a tight fit to go in, unless I put it on the wrong side. There we go. And it would be a really tight fit going in. Just don't want it that tight. Okay. This guy on this side. Now don't... Oh, I forgot to put the C on this side, but we're okay, I think. Where's that paper towel? I've got copper stuff all over me now. Nope, I thought that would fit over it. Let me see. Get these to where they are the same. So if you notice that it's hard to get it through at a certain point, it's just because of these screws. You know, with the way the tangs are built on these things and everything, you kind of have to sneak it past. Why is it so hard to get in now? Here, I've got it flipped. Let's try this. There we go. Okay, so we're good, right? Our shafts are in phase, which, because of the spool, that's what you want. If you happen to have some sort of spool and it doesn't have a hole that is going all the way through the center like that, hard to see, all the way through the center like that, if the outputs aren't in line with each other, your shafts will be out of phase, and when you are turned all the way, it can make everything kind of get a little wonky on you. Excuse me. Let's see, so got the front in place. I need some gear lube. Where is that? I think I've got some here. Okay, another paper towel. Just let that get all nice and goopy. I don't have any up here right now. Normally when I'm building differentials for these trucks, because I do like to go through mud and water, I usually put marine grease in here. And I usually completely fill it up. And, you know, I guess if I was racing, the extra drag that the grease would cause might be an issue, but I'm not racing. Well, I mean, you know, not exactly. Okay, let me put this screw back in here so I don't forget. We should be able to get our knuckles on. So before we do that, let's do some stuff. This week's flash coupon. Yeah, I'm doing the flash coupon before the dad joke this week. So we'll see how this goes. This week's flash coupon. Thin Mint 20. Guess where I got the idea for that, right? It's Girl Scout cookie season. Girl Scout season? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Thin Mint 20 is going to get you 10% off of locked up RC hardware, scale hardware, standard hardware, whatever hardware. This is going to be good for the first 5 people. This is a doorbuster coupon, like all of our flash coupons. So doorbuster means the first 5 people, well, this week it means 5 people, the first 5 people that go to our website, add some of our hardware, locked up RC brand hardware, to their cart and check out using the code, what did I just say? Thin Mint 20, are going to get 10% off of that hardware. There you go. What's next? Let's see. Axles, parts, things, SCX10, SCX10-II. I don't know. I'm having too much fun with the Zoom thing, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's a reasonable amount. Okay, so starting to come together. Knuckles. Let's see. We've got to find the... So this is all stuff in my Sterilite bin that I gave a nod to, I guess, before. These are all parts. What am I looking for? Takeoff parts from our SCX10-II that's back up here. Yeah, over here somewhere. So we put a pair of VP VS410 axles on that thing, and that's where these SCX10-II housings came from. Thank you, Brian. So I am just trying to find my parts. Of course, my desk is, my workbench is a little bit crazy right now. I also ran into the other room and grabbed like 5 or 6 just things of bearings because I couldn't remember what size that was, and I hate it when I have to use the be right back thing. It's no good. I need to get like a halftime show or intermission, some sort of, you know, Monty Python intermission thing, that would really make you guys want to stay around, I'm sure. I am looking for things that I'm not finding. I am looking for the kingpin parts for these housings, and I don't see them anywhere. So was it just screws with shoulders? You know what? I think I used those on the other axles. I think. Did I? Anybody remember? Does anybody watch the show more than me? Remember all these details? So I'm pretty sure that the shoulder, there we go. I can use these. Whatever. Well, I guess if I'm gonna, well, I was gonna do this with all stock parts. I can't find the shoulder screws. Man, they gotta be in here somewhere. I can't find the shoulder screws that I was going to use. I don't like to waste too much time. I don't really like to waste any time, but you know, whatever. I'm gonna use these Devil RC knuckles for parts. I'm not actually going to put the knuckles on because I told you guys I was going to try to not put any upgrades on here yet, but I'm just going to heist the hardware that they sent. I'm a bad person, I know. Whatever. That means when I go to put the upgrades on, I'm going to be looking for the hardware, and I'm not going to know where it is, and mass hysteria, dogs and cats, all that stuff. Hopefully these parts fit. Where would I have put? It's going to drive me crazy. I don't know where those screws are. Doesn't matter. Let it go. Man, I have problems. So many problems and comments. Oh, welcome, Dion. Dion. Man. I saw the bumper stuff. That's crazy. Yeah, you know. I mean, I don't want to take sides, but I feel like that guy, I don't know. You know, based on what I saw, Dion, I would hope that you and the guy are able to just make things right. You know, that's, you know, I don't know. Maybe he didn't know what was going on. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm out of it. I don't want to get involved. It's chaos and drama. Is this the right size? God, I swear if I... Okay. Woo! Yay! I don't have to go in the other room for bearings. So I'm just loading up these knuckles with bearings. Doing a bad job, Patrick. Staying on the camera. So I'm just putting bearings in these knuckles. For those of you that don't know what happened with Dion, he purchased some bumpers. Oh, good. It's all fixed. Well, then I won't talk about it. He had some issues purchasing things from someone on the internet, which, you know, hey, that happens. But it sounds like they got it all worked out, and that's a good thing. I'm glad to hear that. Man, I've got, you know, the standard dog hair. I think I've commented on this before. Yes, we have pets. So everything that I put together just gets that little bit of fiber added to it. Okay, so let me see. Going on this side. Yeah. I guess next week we're gonna have to put, trying to figure out the best way to do this so you guys can see it and not just be staring at my arm. Next week, I guess we're going to maybe look at putting electronics in this thing. No. Why does this not want to go in its home? Uh-oh. I may have to use those Devil RC. So it looks like the shoulder bolt, whatever, that they sent don't fit the stock knuckle. That's fine. I didn't want to put hop-ups in here yet, but I guess I have to. Oh well. So I was saying, I think next week we will try to get some electronics in this thing. I have not figured out how much this thing is going to weigh. Actually, maybe we should wait. Well, let's see. Electronics. We can put a servo and a motor in, but I'll have to hold off on the speed control and all that stuff. Maybe we'll do the winch. Maybe we'll do that. So I'm trying to think ahead of time, you know, with the way that this thing's going to go together. And we're going to have, you know, a winch and speed control and everything else in there. And I'm going to try to do an interior in here, even though it's only a single cab. I'm not sure how much room that's really going to leave for everything else, but we'll figure it out. Like we always do. I'm sure there will be some ridiculousness. And that's okay. That's why you guys tune in. I mean, it's not to see these things go according to plan. It's to see, you know, this live show blow up in my face and things like that, you know. On a different note, did I see the new engine designs? Dion, you know what? I did see one of them and it looked fantastic. I don't know which one it was, because sometimes when I wake up, I'm looking through my Facebook feed, and I will admit that I scroll through things, and sometimes I see things, but I don't really take the time to let my brain wake up and pay attention to what the heck I'm looking at. But yeah, what I saw looked pretty cool. Why did I just do that? Oh, I still need to put one on that side too. Man, you guys need to stay on top of me. Make sure that I'm doing this stuff properly. Just not putting things in where they're supposed to be. It's chaos. Just trying to find the best way to do this. There we go. A little bit better. It's funny because sometimes when I'm doing this, I don't feel like my hands are in the way. But tonight, I feel like everything I'm doing, my hands are in the way. Maybe it's because a lot of the times I'm just working with small things, but tonight it's a whole truck. Guess that makes it a little more difficult. Now I have a big mess up here because I knocked over that dish earlier, so it's making me feel, it's you know, devastating to my OCD. Cleanliness. I mean, who doesn't want to see this part of my arm, though? Just constantly. I don't know. Maybe I should put the camera over here so you're looking down this way more. Or I could put it up here. I don't know. Two front-facing cameras? Whatever. Comments. What do we got? What? No portals? Stay tuned. This is just a SCX10-II to SCX10 conversion. So, because of kind of the width of this truck and everything, and yeah, you know, Eric actually had some portals on here, and he offered them to me, but I passed. They were the old 3 Racing axial portal conversions. I'm okay with these knuckles. These seem fine. And I passed on them because I know that long term I have something else that will probably go under this truck eventually. So let me see. I think we've got everything done up front. What was I saying? I don't know. I've already got a bearing in there. Let me see. I need the bearing in there. What was that? 514.5. Wait, yeah, 514.5 or 513.5. 14, right? Eventually, I will have some portals on here. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But for now, I'm just happy to do this little conversion. Okay, let's see. Next set of gears and spool. I need a desktop garbage can. Yeah, no, you know what? This pinion also came with a big fat washer. You know, I wonder if that's intended to be... You know, I didn't even check to see what kind of slop is on here. It's not too bad. I don't know if that shim is supposed to go on the inside or the outside, because I have not actually installed these gears before. We're going to find out. Get it together, start driving it, and everything explodes. We'll know that we messed up. And then we'll fix it. I'm kidding. I will check it before I put power to it. Secret stuff. Care to share? Nope. 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 I shared some secret stuff. I mean, sort of secret stuff last week. There was actually something I forgot to share too. I'll go get that later. After the dad joke, I'll go get that. It's actually, how are we on time? Oh, we're coming up on time for that. Actually, we're a little late. I forgot. I did things out of order tonight. So for those of you that tuned in late, you already missed the flash coupon. You should have tuned in earlier. Next week, it might be at a completely different time. You don't know. It is madness. Chaos. So we're going to fit these shafts to this locker as well. These are also the same on both sides. So I'm just going to pick one and see how it goes. So that's pretty good. Happy with that. That side is a little bit tighter. Oh, try this one on that side. Yep, so it is definitely the shaft. So one shaft is great in both sides. The other one is kind of tight. Oh. So we'll be doing some polishing. No big deal. And for those of you that missed the first axle, we're installing FI spools, which have a very, very tight, almost a force fit tolerance for the stock axial shafts. Anyway, aftermarket shafts, I can't make any promises. It just depends. So sometimes it requires you to do a little bit of polishing on the axle shaft to get it to go into the locker. That's good. Okay. We'll just wipe that onto the floor. That way I can walk through it later. And as we did on the front, where's my goo? I'm going to install a little bit of copper anti-seize into the differential. So that when I go to take these apart, they don't become kind of frozen to each other. The two shafts inside the differential, not the two shafts being frozen to each other. That would be silly. Who would even think of such a thing? Oh, I may have actually... Nope. I thought I had escaped without getting copper stuff all over me. I did not. Okay. So let's see. What do we need here? So I'm going to put... So these 10-II housings have a space for a bearing right here. And a space for a bearing in here. I don't really feel like that many bearings are necessary. So I'm just going to put one in each end. I don't see the need to have that many bearings in there. Okay. I thought it would stick in there. Guess not. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Let's see. May have to... Oh, you know what? Well, actually, that should go in. There we go. Now, if I can get it to go into the spool, we'll be in business. You know, I do actually, thinking back on it, I don't know if anyone else ever had this problem, but thinking back on it, I do recall that these housings, these were some of the, like the first batch of 10-II housings. There was an issue with things not lining up perfectly. And I know I sent some emails about it, but I never really heard back. So hopefully this all goes together and lines up okay. But if not, we'll figure it out. It seems okay. Also seems okay. I'm just going to try to get these the same. Is that the same? I think so. Although I say it's the same, it doesn't look like it's on all the way. Nope, not on all the way. So I may not have taken enough off. Did I not get the drive shaft in all the way? Yeah, we're close. Close! I'm going to do some gentle tapping. Let's see if that helps now. I'm going to have to take more off. Oh, fun times. So why did that not go in all the way? Well, now this is going to be all messy. Don't tell Josh. Why would I not tell Josh? Oh, sorry. You know, when you say Josh, I think our Josh Wilson, and I'm like, why would I not tell Josh that you're using our lockers? That doesn't make any sense. But now I get it. I get it. I'm not going to say anything to him. I think your secret is safe. Let's see. Okay. So I am trying to get these shafts into this locker. I thought I had them in all the way. Yeah, that one goes in all the way. So what is stopping me? Let's see if this one goes in all the way. These are both going in all the way. At least it looks like it. So what is stopping my... Maybe is there something I'm missing? What is stopping my shaft from going in all the way? I don't need to pull these screws out to get the shaft all the way in. That wouldn't make any sense. That would be madness. Maybe that's it. I don't know. So I feel like the shaft is going in all the way once I get it to start going in. But I feel like these lockouts, and that's in there solid. Where'd the lockouts go? I would lose my head if it was not attached to my shoulders. Yeah. Well, but I shouldn't. There they are. I should not need a big hammer because I said so. Because okay, well now it goes on. Man, maybe I'm just insane. They both go on all the way now perfectly. Oh shit, Patrick. You know what? I know what I did wrong. So I had this, just in case anyone else runs into this problem, I will highlight the issue. And again, this is all just my stupidity. The screw for the shock right here was just running into the whatever. I don't know what you want to call that. Standoff, whatever. Yeah, you know, whatever. I do these things. Of course, now I forgot the bearings, but that's okay. Anyway, it's like, man, I don't understand why that's not going on. Well, now we know. I do want to kind of have these things up on top a little bit, so I just need to make sure that I have space between these two guys, and that's actually on the wrong side. One of these days, I'll get it right. See, that's too far over, so I need to go one click this way. And now it sits on all the way. So if you don't have it turned, clocked, oriented correctly, these, the molded screw, I don't know what you want to call it, area on these lockouts will run into that screw that's holding your shock on, and you know, you won't be able to tighten it. You won't be able to get things on. But we got it solved. It's always something. Until it's not. And then it's nothing. I don't know. Is that how it works? I'm randomly grabbing screws off my workbench. Oh, this is what I was doing before. So, yeah. I've been trying to reach around all night. That sounds terrible. No, delete that. Delete this video, YouTube. Damn it. I've been trying to keep my arm on this side all night so that you guys could see what I'm doing and my arm wouldn't just be like this. And I was wondering, I don't feel like I've had this problem before, and now I've realized it's because before I was just turning myself and turning the work and doing... One of these days, I will learn. It's probably not going to be anytime soon. So, luckily for you guys, I probably should... reverse mirror. I should mirror image everything on my workbench so that when I'm doing this kind of stuff I can use my right hand, because I am right-handed. Or we need a left-handed host. Does anyone want to come host the show? If you'd like to host the show, please send your resume. That screw is crazy long. Do I have a different one I could use? Maybe. Yes. Yeah. If you'd like to host the show, please send your resumes to resumes@lockeduprc.com. I don't know. We don't have that. Don't do that. I mean, if you want to send your resume, feel free, but you know. What would I do if I didn't host the show? I'd have nothing to do on Monday nights. Lordy, lordy. Okay, let's see. Yes. So we're going to have to find the screws for this. I guess I could put it where you guys can see it. So I don't know what I did with those. I don't know if I reused the stock ones on the VS410 conversion. Let's check comments real quick. Too late, we all heard you. Yeah. Sometimes the live streams go well, I feel like. Sometimes they're full of me saying and doing terrible things. It happens. Yeah. Yeah, but it's fun to do the live stream, you know, because I don't know why. I guess when I die, all of my family can watch these and then they'll feel like I'm still here with them. I don't know. Let Jackie do it. Yeah. Jackie actually does not really enjoy, I think she enjoys when she has she enjoyed the Capra. I know that. She enjoyed the Capra build because there were set instructions and an exact course for her to follow. I don't know if she enjoyed doing a completely random, I mean, this isn't completely random. There's kind of whatever. I don't know. It's time for the next phase, we'll say. That's right. It's time for the dad joke of the week. Gonna do a better job this week. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. That is a top quality dad joke. You know, I don't know. Maybe I do. Good stuff. Good times. Right? Where are we? What do we got? I need to figure out the hardware. Does anybody know what goes in here? How many of these do I have? I don't really need all 4. I don't want to tear this up. Is this long enough? I feel like they're M2.5. I don't see any lying around. So I must have reused the stock hardware. So I'm gonna have to go dig some of those up. I don't even know where I have those. Wait, maybe. Maybe I... Son of a bitch! That's gonna be a problem. I was gonna say, yeah, we can put the drive shafts on it. No, take it all apart. Well, whatever. I was gonna look for I'm gonna look for the screws right now anyway. Whatever. Let's see. No, those are short. How long do these need to be? Oh wait, not that long. Let me see. I think, yeah, okay. So I need 8 of whatever these are. M2.5, or actually I think these are M2.6. 2.5 will probably work, but I don't know if I have enough. Let's see. If I have 4 of them, that'll be enough to get me going and through. Yeah, I think I do. Through the show. That one looks shitty. Did he say that? I can't say that. Well, I did. Let me see. Yeah, I actually don't really have... Man, I just got something in my thumb. I don't have that much M2.5 hardware, but I think I have enough to tighten just to keep the differential covers on for now. Yep. Like I said, I want to say Axle used M2.6s right here. I could be wrong. I feel like that's what they used. These might actually be M2.6. I don't have them separated in my hardware bin. I should. Welcome, Mark. Doing good. Welcome, James. If you've just joined us, I installed gears in our front and rear axle, but kind of forgot something. So we're going back now and correcting that small little tiny error that I made. That, you know, you might see what's missing as we take things apart here. Extreme close-up. That's what we're going with. I may have put in a set of gears and shafts and a locker and perhaps, possibly, I may have... Wow, did I also forget a bearing on this side? See, it's a good thing I'm going back through. Forgot all kinds of stuff. You guys, I keep telling y'all, you need to watch me. Pay attention to what I'm doing. Tell me when I'm doing things or not doing them. In this case, something I didn't do. Forgot. Just, you know, hey. Pinion, it's overrated, man. I don't need that. Don't need no stinking pinion. Lord. Maybe I'll make it through this show. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's out of the way. This, okay, so this should just come right out. Pinion should just go right in, so this is not really a huge problem. It's not a big problem, but, you know, it is definitely required equipment. So now we'll try to get these shafts back in. So what I was saying before about this first batch of axle housing, you know, maybe I can actually, maybe we can make it visible. I doubt it. No, yeah, you're not going to be able to see that. So on this first batch of housings, there was something, and maybe they still make them this way, I don't know, but there's something with these housings that causes it's like the cut for these bearings isn't deep enough, and even when you get the axle shaft in on both sides, actually this will probably show you what I'm talking about. Even when you get the shaft in on both sides, and you get it lined up, it's not lit up, but you get it lined up, you can kind of see this shaft is kind of sitting a little bit forward in the housing. That's not a whole lot. And there is enough give in the plastic housing that you can kind of force things in around it. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But man, when I first started putting these things together, I had problems because I did not realize what was going on. So if you're assembling a 10-II housing and it just seems like things are not going together the way they should, that may be the problem you are experiencing. Okay. I think we're good on this side. Get this buttoned up. Yeah, things are happening. Woohoo! Oh, I made it through most of the show without woohooing. And every time I do that, I don't know if any of you guys ever used to watch... Crap, now I'm not even going to be able to remember the name of the show. How I Met Your Mother? And they had an episode about woo girls. Anybody see that? That's how I feel when I say woohoo. Yes, I am very used to talking to myself. That's the one thing that I don't like about these live streams, is that I wish you guys... Oh, you're talking about Dion. See, I just realized you were saying that to Dion, but I also am very used to talking to myself. And it's only because of these shows. I wish that there was a way for you guys to comment and reply to things and, you know, have me hear it. I could see how that would get out of hand really quickly. And then I probably also know some people that I wouldn't want to be able to do that. You know, if there was some way to kind of somewhat moderate who was allowed to say things. I don't know. Whatever. I feel like I need a light over here that would shine right here. That, or I need to like move this. I don't know what I need to do. It's a new setup every week. Try to make it better. Okay, so this is really together now for true. Like for reals. Things are happening. Oh man, I can't believe it took this long to get to this. If you had told me it would take me an hour and 4 minutes to put 2 lockers, gears, and shafts in a set of 10-II housings, I would have told you that's crazy. Maybe it is crazy. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. Let's see. Well, I was hoping we'd be able to get to the slipper tonight, but honestly, this took way longer than I ever would have anticipated. So I guess maybe it's probably better that I save that for next week. Maybe we'll do that next week. Slipper eliminator install. I mean, because there's not really a reason to put drive shafts on anything right now anyway, because I'm planning on putting in the slipper eliminator. So there we go. So I don't have screw, and look, I just put 2 screws in each differential just to hold these on because I don't have any more of these screws. I need to get some. Oh, there's my bearing that I couldn't find earlier. Or wait, nope, just, never mind. I'm gonna stop talking. So that means if I'm gonna stop talking, it is time for the question of the week. She's got parts everywhere. It's madness. So we get this question frequently, and we seem to get it a whole lot during this time of the year. I think 3 people that have already asked me this week if we could sponsor their club/event. And look, we are nothing without you guys. We are nothing without you guys. So we do sponsor clubs and we do sponsor events. Having said that, let me see. I actually, how can I do this? Well, if you go to our website, I'm actually gonna go to our website to make sure I walk you through this the right way. No, I don't need to do that. If you go to our website and you click on the Contact Us tab, or maybe it just says Contact, there is an option to submit a form on our website, and one of the options for the form is sponsorship request. We actually figure out everything that we're going to sponsor for the year in October, and maybe not everything, but we at least set aside a certain amount of money based on what we've done in the past, how things are going, what our outlook is, all of that. So for this year, unfortunately, anyone that sends us a sponsorship request for the rest of the year, I have to tell them, hey, send me something in October, because that's when we figure everything out. Or send me something right before October, right? Because once we have it set, there's a little bit of play in there, but not much. So your chances of getting your club, your event, whatever it is, sponsored are 10 million times better if you contact us. I mean, send us something October 1 and you will be in the pipeline and things will be good. That is a great time to send us stuff. Sending us stuff now, I mean, this is like the busiest time of year for us. It's chaos, and I'm not going to lie, a lot of things that get sent to us at this time of year, yeah, with the best of intentions, we write a note to ourselves somewhere to look at whatever, we make up a list, all that stuff. It doesn't always get done. So if you want to get your club or your event sponsored, please fill out the form on the website and submit that. If you want to get sponsored as a team driver, that is a totally separate thing. You can look in our FAQ to see how to do that. We have a competition that's actually in progress right now. It's the next team driver, TNTD, the next team driver. Yeah, wow, I can't talk. Contest that we do every year, give or take. You guys should look for that to come out sometime in the spring. And that's basically, you know, we put guys through some challenges, we have them do some stuff, and then the public basically votes, and whoever the public elects, whatever, is our team driver. So I hope that helps answer that question for any of you that were wondering how you can get your club sponsored, your event, or be sponsored as a team driver. Let me check our comments right here to see if there's anything that I missed. Finally, I'm on time for the show. Hey, Jeremy. Let's see. Am I running ceramic bearings or are those ABEC? No, these are double rubber shielded bearings. ABEC, we carry rubber shielded mostly because we run in water and mud and I want to keep gunk out. We do also carry Avid Revolution bearings, right? So rubber shield on one side, open, I think, I can't remember. No, metal shield on the other side. And those are also ABEC. I don't have anything ceramic. I know a lot of the racer guys get into that, but really with all the crap that we drive through, I don't know. I don't feel good about it, but that's just me. No, I did not grease the rear gears. Yeah. Thank you, Brian. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Right now. We're going to go back to the workbench thing. Because otherwise I will. That is something I will forget. I will forget that. So I don't want to. So this is a crazy show tonight. We're going back into madness here. I don't know. Not really that big a deal. But I don't want to forget to do it. And it doesn't take that long, you know, right? Especially since I only put 2 screws in. Where'd my grease go? So as I had mentioned earlier in the show, typically I will just fill these with marine grease, and I just pack them. But for now, just to get something in there, I want to get a little bit of lube. It's Astroglide. That's highly recommended. No, that would be bad. I mean, I don't know what that stuff is. And in the last 5 minutes, I made the show family unfriendly. Darn. I was really hoping to get picked up by Disney Plus this year. It's not going to happen. Damn it. May as well get like the booth babes in here. I don't know. Okay, so tonight, this would be a weird way to end it. I can't do it this way. I gotta go back to this. Tonight, we got guts put in our axle housings. I'm holding the truck upside down. Whatever, nobody cares. We got some stuff done, right? Filled up our axles. I wanted to get to the slipper. We didn't, but as you can see, the slipper in here is under a hump. I don't know how much stuff I'm gonna have to take apart to get to it, so we're gonna save that for next week. One last check on comments, and I need some water. Ow. Let's see. Comment. Do I have to compete to be eligible for a team driver? Dion, everyone has to compete to be eligible to be a team driver. That's really the only way that we add people. I wish that we did the contest more frequently, but there's actually a lot of work that goes into it. I don't think people realize that. Not just from the contestants' point of view, but from our end. And as technology is changing, we're having to change how we do things. I think that probably after this contest, the next one is going to be a big change technologically, but we'll see what happens. But if you want more information on how you can become a team driver, go into our website, click on the team page, go all the way down to the bottom, I think, of that team page, and I think that's where we have a link to our TNTD forum. You can see the past contests, you can see, you know, the stuff that guys have done, the challenges we put them through, all of that kind of stuff, and you can prepare yourself. I mean, in crawler comps, Dion, do we have to compete to be? No, you do not have to complete. I need to end the show now. You do not have to compete to be a team driver necessarily. We do like to have people that go to events. However, if you have enough of a, I don't want to say like a public following, you know, when we're looking for a team driver, we're looking for someone that is a good, honest individual that's not going to go to an event and leave crap everywhere. That if they compete to win, but when they lose, they handle it like a man. Someone that's knowledgeable, that can share knowledge with new guys in a friendly way, not be intimidating about it, and you know, just represent us well. So you don't really have to be competing to do those things. You could go to an event and hang out and drink beer, don't get hammered, but just be part of that competition as a spectator, I guess, or judge or whatever. You could just do builds, but if you're just doing builds, we want to know that as you're doing a build, you're going to be reaching people, and that's what we want. And that's why we like people going to events, because hey, they're there wearing our shirt, all that stuff. Now, if you were pumping out videos or you know, Instagram, chat, Facebook, whatever, tweeting, all that stuff, but you don't do competitions, you know, there may be some room for that there. So apply next time. Yeah, do it. Thank you everybody for watching. Tune in next week. We'll get back into this thing. We will get to the slipper. Should be fun. I'm gonna try to see if I can get Eric to come help us. Maybe that way I won't have to use the BRB thing quite as much. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I'm your host, Patrick. If you'd like to, you know, have a welcome message sent out to you, whatever, when you join watching our videos, send me a Facebook friend request. Please consider subscribing to us on YouTube and liking our Facebook page and all that stuff. We're on Instagram and Pinterest and wherever. So see you guys next week. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. Not sure if you want to subscribe yet? Check out one of these videos. Thank you for watching.